When you have a super simple recipe, or I really would rather call it method in this case, why not share it? Hi, I'm Jan. Welcome to another episode of a No Frills video. How you doing today? Where is this week going, right? Oh my gosh. A lot of times people say they're too busy to cook. And I'm not saying that that's not true. Everybody's life is different. And I can't imagine, I have more of an orderly life. My daughter is grown, and all that kind of stuff. So therefore, but there are people that, the situations are different. That's why I want to offer this extremely delicious and super simple method. All right. Now, I do enjoy some boneless chicken cutlets. Okay. They're the cutlets already. They're already done up. They're the real deal. They come in a vacuum sealed packaging. I've shown this to you on past videos. I like to work with them because you can use them as needed. I love that kind of packaging for that reason. I'm telling you, so good, so good, so good. So if you see something like that at your grocery store, in your fresh section, or in the, well, let me see, no, the frozen section, excuse me, please pick it up. And it is a national brand. It begins with letter P. Is that a hint? I don't get one thin dime for saying all this as far as from that company. Just saying, just saying. All right. So I like to take a couple down. Now, I know for me, because I know me, I cannot go beyond eating more than two of those chicken cutlets because they're quite filling. They really, really are. So they may look like so small in the package, for example. You might say, "Oh, that's not enough." But believe you me, when they're cooked, when they're following this method, they sort of blow up in size. And then, at any rate, I take them down a few hours before I intend to use them. I make sure it's completely defrosted. Okay, that's very, very helpful. When that happens, what I do is I take a little stainless steel little mixing bowl, right? And then I just squeeze out from the squeeze mayonnaise type bottle, and I dredge the chicken pieces in the mayonnaise. Okay. Now, some people might say, "Oh, mayonnaise." You're not going to taste mayonnaise. So, if you're squeamish about the taste of mayonnaise, I personally do not. I'm just saying for myself, I do not taste mayonnaise at the end. But I love mayonnaise. I really don't care if I did, but I don't taste it. So instead of, and here's the reason why I do it that way. Number one, it's much more convenient. Number two, with the cost of eggs fluctuating or unavailability in some cases, this is just easier, and the eggs can be used in a different recipe or a completely different meal. So I'm not going to waste a meal just to coat chicken. I'm just not going to do that. So anyway, so I just like dredge it in the mayonnaise, with a fork, turn it around, make sure mayonnaise is on it, all over it. All right. Then what I do in a separate bowl, like a stainless steel mixing bowl, I'll pour into it as much as I need of, this is my favorite. You could go with your favorite, my Italian, seasoned Italian flavored breadcrumbs. Okay. And they're really, really good. I like to use the Progresso ones. They're really, really quite good. 4C also has a nice one, if I'm not mistaken, but the Progresso is the one I've been using. And then I just, bread it with that after mayonnaise coated chicken. So it's a very simple process. Of course, you have to discard everything. Don't over pour too much breadcrumb in the bowl so you don't waste it. Many people do that and then they end up throwing away a ton of breadcrumb. That's wasteful. So just like pour it over a little bit at a time as you enjoy it and as you need. Don't skip on it, but don't overdo it because then it ends up going in the garbage. Where I'm going with that. So when in the meantime, I am preheating my oven at 350 degrees. So I take nonstick spray, I take a baking tray, and I spray the baking tray with nonstick. So once it's preheated and the oven signals for me to put the chicken in, I put the coated chicken in for 20 minutes on one side. Now, some people may say, "Oh," but listen carefully. At the 20-minute point, I turn them over upside down, and then I do it an additional 20 minutes. For me, for my oven, this is what works perfectly for me. But here's the really most important part of all. I take out the chicken and I let it rest. I do nothing with it. So the juices redistribute inside of it. I let that sit there a good 15 minutes. It's still quite warm enough for you to enjoy and eat. During those 15-minute resting period, you could be making your instant mashed potatoes, for example, or some other, side dish that normally would make while that's resting. This is one of the simplest meals ever. You feel like you've had something homemade because it is pretty much a homemade thing. It is delicious, and I know all the kids I've ever known in my life seem to love it. So it doesn't get easier than that. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to come back later today for another show at some point in the afternoon. I don't specify a time anymore. It could be anywhere after 2 p.m. Whatever the time, wherever the thing takes me. Hope you're there for those that love to follow just a few minute longer content of my stuff. But I do ask one thing for sure. Please click down the like button. This is really, really important. And if you're here this long, I'm sure you already did. And I thank you so much for it. Thanks for helping out the channel and helping out other people. Have an amazing, fantastic day. Take good care now. Bye bye.